We can bring the jury in. Waves. Counsel stipulate, please.
Yes, Judge. Yes.
Thank you.
Judge, over the lunch hour, I had an opportunity to reflect, and I'm actually not going to be doing a redirect of Sergeant Butte, and I just wanted to note that for the record in front of the jury.
Okay, thank you. So, Sergeant Butin, you may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
He is still under subpoena, subject to possible recall.
Thank you.
I do have the next witness up, Your Honor, if I can. The state would call Greg Lebeau to the stand. If I may just approach the clerk, Your Honor.
Yes.
Mark a few things.
Do you solemnly swear or solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
I do.
Please state your name and spell it for the record.
Gregory Lebeau. It's Gregory, Lebeau, Lebeau.
Thank you.
And you may be seated. Thank you.
Your Honor, may I inquire?
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Mr. Lebeau, were you previously employed by the Connecticut State Police?
I was.
And did you retire?
I did,
Okay.
yes.
When did you retire?
2022.
Okay. If you could you please explain to the jury a little bit about your training and experience as a Connecticut State Police trooper?
Sure. In 2000, I entered the State Police Academy. I was trained in criminal investigation, motor vehicle accident investigation, and other aspects of policing. In 2001, I graduated, at which point I was assigned to Troop G as a patrol trooper.
And can I ask you, what rank were you when you retired?
Trooper first class.
And what was your assignment?
At the end of my career, I was a school resource officer.
How many years were you a Connecticut State Police trooper, sir?
21.
And for the majority of your career, what was your assignment?
It was split. I did patrol the first half and school resource officer the second half.
And even when you were a school resource officer, did you continue to work on the road?
I did.
Okay. And what are some of your duties and responsibilities as a trooper who is assigned to patrol the road or the highways?
Motor vehicle accident investigation, speed enforcement, criminal investigation.
Now, did you have an occasion in May of June of 2019 to assist in the investigation into the disappearance of Jennifer Dulos?
I did.
What was your rank at that time?
Trooper first class.
And what was your assignment?
I was to vet video.
Okay. And were you assigned to watch certain surveillance video that encompassed the Merritt Parkway?
I was.
Who gave you that assignment?
Sergeant Ventresca.
Now, is the Merritt Parkway also called Route 15?
It is.
Okay. Are there areas of the Merritt Parkway that contain video surveillance as part of the parkway?
There are. There's the three rest areas on the Merritt Parkway. There's the Fairfield rest area, New Canaan rest area, and the Greenwich rest area.
Did you review video surveillance from all three of those rest areas?
I did.
Where were you when you reviewed the video surveillance?
I was in the I-95 southbound Milford rest area.
Why 95 Milford?
There's a room located in the back of the rest area, which we have access to, which we can view video in. It accesses all the rest area cameras throughout I-95 and the Merritt Parkway.
And by we, do you mean the Connecticut State Police?
Connecticut State Police, yes.
What was your specific assignment?
My assignment was to, I was asked to look for a black Chevy Suburban, a black Ford Raptor, and a red Toyota Tacoma, and to see if I could locate it on the video as if any one of those vehicles traveled up and down the Merritt Parkway or I-95.
When were you given that assignment?
That was the week of June 3rd.
How many days did it take you?
Several.
Were you given a particular time frame to look for?
I was not.
Now, with respect to the vehicles, sir, well, withdraw that. When you went to the Milford rest area, did you start with a particular area of the Merritt Parkway in your review?
I started with the southbound Fairfield rest area.
Why did you start there?
Well, it's the most direct route down to New Canaan on the Merritt Parkway, and I figured it'd be the best chance I had to find any one of those three vehicles on video.
You say the most direct route from where?
That would be from Farmington.
Now, with respect to the vehicles, were you given any information or photographs to review prior to your review of the video surveillance?
Yes.
What were you given?
I was given a photograph of the Chevy Suburban, as well as a photograph of the Ford Raptor.
And then how long did this review, I know you said days, but over the course of what days or what month did you review that video footage?
Through all the way through June.
And in the course of that time period, did you get any more documentation to assist you in your review?
I did.
What did you get?
I got a photograph of a red Ford or a red Toyota Tacoma.
And did you utilize that in the course of your watching the video?
I did.
Now, this video that you reviewed, is it from the rest areas alongside the Merritt Parkway?
Yes, it is.
Was it a continuous stream or was it motion activated?
Continuous stream.
Was the time accurate?
The time was accurate.
How do you know?
I checked it against the screen time or the internet time, as well as against my phone.
Did you do that every single day that you reviewed this?
Every single day, first thing you do.
Okay. And were you able to watch, when you're in the Milford rest area, are you able to watch it live?
Yes, you are.
And are you also able to go back to a certain day?
You are, yes.
So what was the day in question in this case?
That was May 24th, 2019.
Is there a time that you started your review on May 24th, 2019?
I believe I started at 4 in the morning.
May I have a moment with counsel, Your Honor?
Yes.
No objection, Your Honor.
Thank you. What's the exhibit number, please?
It is states 85, Your Honor. There are some clips as well as a longer video on it, as well as one other.
Is the state offering it?
I am offering, Your Honor. I believe there's no objection. I would ask the court to move it into a full exhibit.
States 85, admitted as full.
Thank you. So before we start, I'm going to ask you to just take a look at the screen behind you if you can. Upon states 85, what is that?
It's the, identifying the Merritt Parkway, Route 15.
If you could identify the Merritt Parkway on the screen. For the record, is that a map of Connecticut?
Yes.
Some of the roadways?
It is.
Okay, just generally, sir, are the areas that you reviewed on video surveillance contained upon that map?
There.
If you could please point them out.
Fairfield rest area and the New Canaan rest area.
For the record, that's on the lower left-hand side. That's actually designated the 2 red spots. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and the Merritt Parkway itself, is that contained on the map in front of you?
It is.
If you could, please. And at some point, it branches off into different roads, or there's roads that intersect it. Sir, if you could, what are those?
So we have Route 8, and as we come up to the Sikorsky Bridge, is where it starts, the Wilbur Cross Parkway.
And Interstate 95, where the Milford rest area was, just if you could show. And the video that is contained from the rest areas on the Merritt, you were able to view from the Milford rest area?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you, sir. You could have a seat. Now, you indicated you started on the southbound side, is that correct?
That's correct.
So which one did you start with, the Merritt, the Fairfield or New Canaan?
I started with the Fairfield first,
Okay. Northbound or southbound?
southbound.
Okay. Now, I'm going to draw your attention to the screen either behind you or in front of you. At some point in your review of the southbound Merritt Parkway rest area camera at Fairfield, did you find anything of evidentiary value?
I found a red pickup that was consistent with a Toyota Tacoma.
Did you review what you found, or what time did you find that?
6:36 a.m.
After finding that, what did you do?
I took a screenshot of that.
Okay. If you can, sir, I'm gonna draw your attention to the screen behind you. If you can, Your Honor, may I just have him stand up by the
Yes.
screen? Thank you. Sure. What exactly are we looking at here?
So we're looking at the outside front of the Fairfield rest area.
Okay. And the road in the upper left-hand corner?
This is Route 15, north to south.
And now, as you watched this at the Milford rest area, were you able to stop and start it and rewind and fast forward?
I was.
Did you utilize that in your review?
I did.
And it took you days to go through this?
Days.
Yes, okay. And by the way, just to briefly, you, in your 20 years as a trooper, did you patrol the area of the Merritt Parkway?
I certainly did.
Okay. And just with respect to Western District Major Crimes, were you ever involved or assigned to the Western District Major Crimes Unit?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Were you ever a detective with the Western District Major Crimes?
I was not.
Okay, and with respect to this investigation, did you primarily review just the video footage from the Merritt Parkway?
Correct.
Thank you. If you can, sir, take a look. At what time does that vehicle of Ventresca appear on the screen? If you could just let me know.
Right there. 6:36 and 19 seconds.
If you could just point, sir, for the record, he's pointing to the upper left screen. How can you tell?
So it had the same characteristics as a Toyota Tacoma. We have a chrome rear bumper, silver chrome rear bumper, and a silver tubular running board step side, if you will.
And did you, by the way, for the Fairfield southbound rest area camera, were there other camera angles as well, not just this one that we're seeing right now?
There was.
Okay. Did you take screenshots of the different camera angles?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, in your review of this camera angle, sir, did you see any other red Toyota Tacomas?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
Okay, but you didn't clip those
No.
or screenshot those?
I did not.
Why this one?
This one had all the characteristics of the photo that I received of the red Toyota Tacoma that I was looking for. The previous had a red painted bumper and no tubular step side to it.
Okay. After the Fairfield southbound, did you look at the New Canaan southbound?
I did.
By the way, how far away, you can have a seat, I'm sorry. Thank you. How far away is it, or how far is the distance between the Fairfield rest area and the New Canaan rest area?
I don't have that number offhand.
Okay. You've traveled there from Fairfield rest area to New Canaan rest area?
I have, yes.
Have you ever traveled there at 6:30 on a Friday morning?
I have, yes.
Okay. About how long did it take you?
30 minutes, possibly.
Okay. Did you review the Route 15 southbound cameras at the rest area, New Canaan?
I did.
Did you find that a vehicle consistent with the red Toyota Tacoma?
I did.
What time?
7:03.
Okay. If I may just have a minute, can you help me play that? Thank you. Yeah, put it in charge after. If I can, Your Honor, I'm just asking for assistance on the play the video.
Just keep it for a second. This one?
Yeah. Thank you.
Just when you're ready.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Sir, if you can, just take a look behind you.
Sure.
Do you recognize that?
I do.
Now, did the vehicle in question appear?
It did.
Okay, I'm gonna actually rewind it a little bit if I can. If you could just tell me, please.
Right there.
Okay. Sir, does that vehicle have the same characteristics, I guess, that you were indicating before?
It does, may I?
If you can,
Sure.
please.
Chrome rear bumper. Call it a chrome running board. You also have silver rims, 2 doors.
Did you screenshot and save this clip as well?
I did.
And the time that this vehicle appears?
7:03 and 35.
And the time that it was previously seen on the New Canaan rest area? I mean, I'm sorry, the Fairfield rest area?
6:36.
So about a half hour later?
About.
Okay. Would you mind helping? Thank you.
Next one?
Yes, please. Now, did you look for a different time or different cameras as well?
I did.
What cameras did you look for?
I looked in relation to the southbound New Canaan.
Actually, can I ask you about northbound?
You should.
Okay. Did you look for the vehicle or any of the vehicles northbound on
I did.
the Merritt Parkway? Starting with the starting with the New Canaan rest area.
Yes.
Did you find any vehicles of interest with respect to the vehicle traveling on the northbound route of the Merritt Parkway?
I did.
Which vehicle?
It was a vehicle consistent with a red Toyota Tacoma.
And what time was that?
That was 11:12.
And again, the time was accurate?
The time was accurate. Yes.
Okay. And this one I have to speed up to. Yeah. I'm going to draw your attention to, can you go back to about 11, about 11 minutes, sir. Just going to play it. If you see the vehicle and that you identified, can you please let me know and I will stop it?
Sure.
Okay, can you? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna hit the wrong button.
There it is.
Oh, actually, let me see if I can go back. Can you? Thank you.
It's a little finicky.
Right there.
Okay, sir. If you can, why did you take this shot?
So this vehicle also consistent with a red Toyota Tacoma, and also had the same characteristics as the vehicle in the picture that I had. Tubular running board, silver rims, also is a snowplow hitch in the front of the vehicle, under the front bumper. Black grill, black bumper, and two-door.
Were you able to zoom in similar to what I did just there, or well, what Attorney Moran was able to do?
Yes,
Right.
it was.
Okay. With respect to the trunk and the cargo area, sir, what do you see there?
So something else I noticed in the bed of the pickup truck was a white square-looking object, as well as a round object, which was consistent with a bicycle.
Well, the testimony is what the witness was able to observe was a white square object and a round object, and then consistent with, well, what's the objection?
what it's consistent with, it looks like that video is the
No,
large-
counsel, the code of evidence, speculation, sustained.
If I may, Your Honor. Sir, did you take a screenshot of this image?
I did.
And did you convey that to anybody?
I conveyed it to Sergeant Ventresca.
Okay. And with respect to the, let's see, any other, this was New Canaan? I apologize.
It was, yes.
It was New Canaan? And what time was this?
This was 11:12.
Okay. Can you go to the next one? Did you also see a vehicle consistent with that same red truck with those characteristics at the Fairfield northbound?
I did,
At about what time?
at about 11:25.
Can you? Thank you.
There it goes, right there.
Okay. Yeah, can you? And, sir, is that as, I guess, clear? Is that the vehicle that you saw?
It is.
Okay. Now, with respect to after, that's okay. Thank you. Thank you. After seeing these videos, you indicated you created screenshots. You can have a seat, sir.
I did, yes.
Can you change the camera? Thank you. Oh, no. You're right. Yeah. No, issue. Do we have a- If I could just have one moment, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Do we have the black? I believe we have, if I'm correct, no objection, subject to the one redaction, which I will get to finalize after.
That's correct.
If I may, Your Honor, this should be states 88, 86, and 87. May I first the witness?
Yes.
Thank you. Sir, please, with the, leave the stickies on. with the
Sure.
cans. May I please take a look at those?
Okay.
Do you recognize what those are, please?
Those are screenshots of the video I obtained.
Did you take those screenshots?
I did,
In the course of taking those screenshots, did you zoom in?
yes. I zoomed in.
You did?
Yes.
Okay. Did you alter them in any way?
I did not.
Did you conduct any Photoshop or anything like that?
I did not.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, may I publish?
Well, is it offered yet?
It is, Your Honor, offer is 86, 87, and 88. No objection, subject to the tax.
So states 86, 87, and 88 admitted as full. You may publish.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, is this a copy of the screenshot that you made that day?
It is.
Did you convey this information to anybody else besides Sergeant Ventresca?
Detective Kimball.
Why did you take this shot, sir?
I was extremely interested in the objects in the back of the pickup truck.
Same question, sir. Why'd you take this shot?
Same. I was interested to see if I could identify what was in the back of the red pickup truck.
Thank you. Now, sir, after you have taken those screenshots as well as those video clips, did you do anything else? Or did you review any other footage?
I continued to review. I was still looking for a Chevy Suburban as well as a black Ford Raptor during that entire time as well.
Did you have photographs of those vehicles as well?
I did. I did not.
Okay. And in your review, did you find anything?
I did not.
Okay. Did you look at any video cameras on the Wilbur Cross Parkway?
I did.
Which cameras?
Both orange rest areas, both north and southbound sides.
Did you find anything of evidentiary value with respect to those?
I did not.
And what did you do with that information?
I related to Sergeant Ventresca.
Anything else? Oh. Sir, are you familiar, did you ever respond to 69 Wells Lane in New Canaan on May 24th or 25th or any of that time period?
I did not.
Okay, are you familiar with New Canaan at all?
Vaguely, yes.
Okay. Are you familiar with Waveney Park off of the Merritt Parkway?
Yes, I am.
How far away is the New Canaan rest area from Waveney Park?
300-400 feet.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Cross-examination.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's Trooper Lebeau.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. So you were looking at videos of the Merritt Parkway in the time frame of May 24th, 2019,
Correct.
and you started looking in the early morning,
Correct.
and that was Friday, a Friday?
The day I was looking or the day I was looking at?
The day you were looking at?
Friday, yes.
Okay, of Memorial Day weekend.
Correct.
And you've been on the Merritt Parkway many times before, I assume,
Yes, ma'am.
and are aware of the traffic that happens in the morning on the Merritt Parkway.
Correct.
Is the traffic sometimes heavy around 6 a.m.?
It can be.
It can vary.
It can.
Same with 7 a.m.,
Yes.
probably 8 a.m. as well.
Depending on the day, yes.
Traffic flow was not consistent, right?
Repeat that,
The
please.
traffic flow was not consistent.
Correct.
When you started looking at the video cameras,
Yes.
you started in Fairfield,
Fairfield,
going southbound.
southbound.
And you were given a photo to review at some point of a Toyota Tacoma, right?
Correct.
And you looked at all of the video surveillance of the traffic traveling southbound on the Merritt Parkway.
Yes.
Did you look for all red trucks?
Whatever caught my eye that was red, yes.
So you took note of all red trucks?
Yes.
Did you take clips of all of the red trucks that you saw going southbound?
So I would stop the video. No, I didn't.
All right. But you did look further.
I did, yes.
Did you take note of how many red trucks you saw traveling down the Merritt Parkway going southbound on the morning of May 24th?
Yes.
About how many red trucks did you see traveling southbound on the morning of May 24th?
2.
2 red trucks
2, yes.
traveling southbound between when and when?
The first truck was approximately a half hour prior to
Half hour prior to what?
prior to the second red truck.
You said at 6 6:36 a.m. approximately, you saw a car, a truck that had the characteristics of a red Tacoma,
Correct.
and you took a photo of it or a snap of it?
Screenshot.
Screenshot.
Yes.
Did you attempt to enhance that photo at any point in time?
Enhance as far as,
Make the photo clearer to you?
the only capability I had was to zoom it in.
So other than zooming it in, did you do anything at any point in time to enhance the clip that you took?
No,
To your knowledge, did anybody at any point in time do anything to enhance the video clip of that truck?
no.
Were you either through the regular clip or the enlargement, were you able to see the front license plate?
I was not, no.
Okay, how about the rear license plate?
I was not.
Staying on the southbound, the clip that you took, were you ever able to see who was in that truck?
I was not.
Or how many people were in the truck?
I was not.
Or what was in the inside of the truck?
I was not.
Some of the characteristics you described was that it was a two-door, or four-door, I guess?
Two-door.
Two-door. A two-door Tacoma,
Yes, or you could refer to it as an extended cab.
an extended cab, with silver rims.
Yes.
You said you also looked northbound, right?
Correct.
You saw
Yes.
northbound. I am going to show you what is marked.
Yeah, and you have to move the.
How do you turn it on? Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. All right, I'm showing you what's marked States 88.
Okay.
You had seen earlier States 88. States 86. And States 87. Were these three clips all taken northbound?
All northbound, correct.
All northbound. And were they all taken from the same rest stop?
Yes, they were.
And was that the northbound rest stop?
Correct.
Was it New Canaan rest stop or Fairfield rest stop?
New Canaan.
This clip, did you try to enhance this clip in any way?
Just zoom it in.
All right. And is this a zoomed-in photo that you're looking at?
It is.
All right. Were you able to enhance it in any way?
No.
To your knowledge, did anybody else try to enhance it?
Objection, asked and answered.
Well, the question now is, did anyone else attempt to do it? The court does not recall that question overruled.
No.
And from this clip, were you able to determine who was driving that vehicle?
Objection, asked and answered.
Well, it has been asked and answered.
Your Honor, this is the northbound photo. I was talking before about the southbound photos.
Thank you. The objection is overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor. You can answer.
Repeat the question, please.
Were you able to determine at all who was driving this truck?
I was not.
Were you able to determine who was in this truck?
I was not.
Or how many people were in this truck?
I was not.
Okay. You talked about being asked to look for a red Tacoma,
Yes.
a Chevy Suburban,
Yes.
a black Chevy Suburban,
Correct.
and a black Raptor.
Correct.
Were you asked to look for any other vehicles?
No.
May I have one moment, please, Your Honor?
Yes.
Did you see any black Raptors?
I saw a lot of vehicles that resembled black Raptors, but I couldn't positively identify or even come close to saying that it was consistent with the one that I was looking at,
Either going southbound
southbound or northbound.
or northbound?
Correct.
Did you take any images of any black Raptors traveling southbound?
Later on, after, when I was asked to confirm the movements of Mr. Gumani in his black Raptor.
Did you take images of any black Raptor traveling southbound on May 24th, 2019?
I took some screenshots to zoom them in to see if I could identify it.
Were you able to identify any black Raptor traveling southbound on May 24th, 2019?
Yes,
And did you provide such identification? Did you prepare a report related to such identification?
I don't believe I did.
Did you speak to anybody about such identification?
Sergeant Ventresca.
When did you speak with Sergeant Ventresca?
So it was sometime, I don't recall the date that they'd asked me to look to confirm, based on information from the information from the Ford Raptor. But, yeah, I don't recall that date, but I just confirmed that the Raptor was on the Merritt Parkway.
When did you confirm that?
I don't recall that date.
Was it in 2019?
I believe it was in 2019.
Do you know whether Sergeant Ventresca prepared a report related to that?
I don't know.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
Just briefly, if I can, with respect to the, council asked you a lot of questions about what you were able to see on the screenshots.
Yes.
Do you recall that?
Yes.
She asked you about the license plate. Do you recall that line of questioning?
I do.
About who you can see inside the vehicle. Is that correct, may I have? Sorry. Thank you very much. Specifically with respect to, actually, let's do them all. States 88. You recall a line of questions about the license plate?
I do,
And whether or
yes.
not you enhanced it or photoshopped or did anything with respect to this?
Correct.
Okay. And about, do you recall a line of questions about who is, if you could see who's inside that vehicle? Do you
I
recall
do.
that line of questions?
Yes.
Okay. So question for you, what's in the trunk of the car? What do you see
Objection.
there? Your Honor, she opened the door about what this witness can identify on that car, what he can see.
Sustained.
Now, with respect to the Toyota Tacoma that you indicated was consistent with the photograph you saw, you indicated there were a lot of characteristics
Correct.
that made it, would you say unique?
Very.
Okay. What were some of those characteristics again?
Throughout all the video, totality of, we're looking at a chrome rear bumper, a chrome tubular running board or step side, your silver grayish rims, black grille, as well as a snowplow hitch that's underneath the black bumper in the front.
And with respect to the Ford Raptor you were looking for, as well as the Chevy Suburban, with respect to those vehicles, we'll start with the Chevy Suburban. Was there anything particular or have particular characteristics that you could identify it?
No,
Okay, what about the Ford Raptor?
no,
Okay, so with respect to the vehicles, the Toyota Tacoma had those characteristics, is that correct?
correct,
Okay.
yes.
But again, you couldn't see who was driving that car, correct?
I could not, no.
Okay, and after you made the screenshots and the video. You conveyed that information to Sergeant Ventresca. Did you have any further involvement in what happened after that with these videos?
I did not know.
Thank you. Nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing further, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And Trooper Lebeau, you may step down.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. I would call Kelly Coughlin. Your Honor, could counsel I just approach briefly on the side?
Maybe seated.
Your Honor, may I
Oh.
inquire?
Well, because the monitor does not have your name, you can just indicate your name.
Kelly, Kelly, Coughlin, Coughlin.
May I inquire, Your Honor?
Yes.
Officer Coughlin, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay. Briefly, with respect to your rank or training experience or employment, anything changed since you were here about a week and a half ago or 2
No.
weeks ago? Okay. You're still working for New Canaan PD?
Yes.
Okay, with respect to this, the investigation into the disappearance of Jennifer Dulos, I'm going to draw your attention and ask you some questions about some video surveillance that you reviewed. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. With respect to, talk about early June of 2019, were you given an assignment to review school bus footage throughout New Canaan, the New Canaan area?
Yes.
Who gave you that assignment?
Members of the Detective Bureau at the New Canaan Police Department
Specifically, what was your assignment?
to review any video footage obtained from New Canaan Public Schools that was recorded on the school buses.
Did you receive New Canaan Public School bus information or bus videos?
Yes.
Where are the video cameras located on the buses?
There are several cameras located on the exterior and interior of the school buses.
How many did you review? How many buses did you review, I should say?
I reviewed footage from 11 buses.
And what were you looking for?
There were several vehicles provided to me that I was told to look for while watching the footage.
What were those vehicles?
2 different black Chevrolet Suburbans, a black Ford Raptor, a white Jeep Grand Cherokee, and a red Toyota Tacoma.
With respect to the Toyota Tacoma, did you receive any photographs to or any information with respect to that vehicle on what to look for?
Yes, I was provided a description of the vehicle.
What was that description?
The basic features of a red small pickup truck, that is a Toyota Tacoma, with a silver chrome running footboard below the doors of the vehicle.
Did you review, in your 11 buses that you reviewed, did you find anything of evidentiary value?
Yes.
Which buses?
Bus number 1462 and bus number 15056.
I'm going to draw your attention to bus number 15056. How many times did you find a vehicle consistent with a red Toyota Tacoma on that video camera?
On bus number 15056?
Yes.
One time.
And with respect to bus number 1462, is that right? 1462?
Yes.
Okay, on bus number 1462, how many times did you see a vehicle consistent with the red Toyota Tacoma on that video surveillance?
2 times.
Okay. Did you also find let me ask this, where was it located in this town of New Canaan when the bus picked up the vehicle?
This vehicle was located on Lapham Road on the west side of the southbound lane of Lapham Road, and it was facing north.
Okay. Lapham Road, is that near Waveney?
Yes.
Are there particular cutouts or places to park on Lapham Road near Waveney Park?
Yes.
Are those on the side, if you're driving away from the Merritt Parkway going north, are they on the left or the right side?
Both sides.
They are the both sides. Which side was this vehicle parked in?
If you were driving away from the Merritt Parkway heading north, this vehicle was on the left side.
Was it parked in a cutout?
Yes.
Now, if it was driving north on the left side, which direction was it parked in?
It was facing north.
Okay. So would you say that's the opposite side of the road?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you also review footage that showed that same particular cutoff or area prior to the vehicle appearing?
Yes.
What time was that?
7:05 a.m.
And in that exact same spot at 7:05, is that vehicle there?
No.
When does that vehicle next appear?
At 7:40 a.m.
Okay. Now, between 7:05 and 7:40, do you have a bus video that covers that time period?
No.
Okay, so the next bus video that covers that time period, or that covers that area is 7:40. I'm sorry, what did you say? 7:40?
7:40.
7:40. Thank you. Your Honor, the state's intention is to, show states 89. I don't believe there's an objection. May I inquire?
No objection.
What I would make a request, though, Your Honor, is this is a bus video from a school bus footage out of New Canaan. It has multiple cameras conveyed on the buses. The images at issue, or in this case, can be discerned, and I'm going to ask Officer Coughlin to point them out. However, there are extraneous viewpoints or things that cannot be edited out. I can't do anything about that, but they do contain minor children that are irrelevant to this case. I would ask the cameras not show.
Thank you. What the state has just explained, ladies and gentlemen, is that the cameras captured video of children on the bus. Those images captured are clear and the children can be identified. So what the state is asking is that, not that you not see it, but that the video and the still photographer, videographer and still photographer focus on either the emblem or turn the cameras off during the playing of that video.
I am making that request, Your Honor.
Thank you. That's granted.
Thank you.
States 89 admitted as a full exhibit.
Officer Coughlin, if you could just take a look behind you. It'll take a minute to. Now I'm gonna start with, you said 740. If I can't, I'm gonna play clips titled 740. I'm gonna stop it there. Officer Coughlin, could you please, would you mind standing up, Your Honor, if I may inquire? if she
You
can-
need not ask counsel, you can just ask your witnesses.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Coughlin, can you please stand up and point, basically explain what 3 images we're seeing here?
These are 3 different camera angles from the school bus. There's one internal titled camera 1 facing the interior of the school bus. There's a second interior camera titled camera 2, which is interior and facing the bus driver and the passenger exterior of the bus. And camera number 3 is on the exterior completely of the bus, and it faces forward, coming from the viewpoint of the driver's side of the bus.
Which direction is this bus traveling?
This bus is currently traveling south on Lapham Road.
And by south, you mean towards the Merritt Parkway?
Yes.
So if it passes the cutoff where you just testified to, which camera angle or view screen would the vehicle appear in?
It should appear on camera 2.
Okay. And I'm gonna hit play. Officer Coughlin, if you could just direct me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay.
2 seconds behind. Right there.
Okay. And this is on the, I guess, right side of the bus?
Correct.
And the time?
The time down here is listed as 7:40 a.m.
Okay. Why did you, I guess, delineate this video clip out of the other bus videos? Why did you pick this one?
There was a pictured red truck consistent with the description of a Toyota Tacoma that we were looking for.
And I'm going to play for you a clip marked 757. If you can, please, which are these angles and which bus is this?
This is also bus number 1462. The same cameras are applicable as I previously described. Camera 3 would be showing the relevant footage in this video.
What direction is the bus traveling now?
The bus is now traveling north on Lapham Road.
And if you can, just direct my attention to if the vehicle appears.
You can stop the footage.
Okay. And what time is that?
7:57 a.m.
Okay. Now, which side of, if you're looking at the road here and you're traveling north, I guess away from the Merritt Parkway, which side of the road is that vehicle parked on?
That vehicle is parked on the west side of the southbound lane of Lapham Road.
Okay, so that would be on the left side?
Left side, yes.
Okay, where is Waveney Park in relation to that image?
Waveney Park is west of this image or to the right of this camera angle.
Thank you, I'll just finish playing. And file mark 0758. Same question, Officer Coughlin. There are 4 cameras here. If you can explain, please, what we're looking at.
Yes, this video footage is from bus number 15056. Camera number 1 faces the interior of the bus in the rear. Camera number 2 in the top right faces down on the driver and also shows the external side of the bus on the passenger side. Camera number 3 is at the rear of the bus facing forward towards the driver. And camera number 4 is in external angle of the bus facing forward on the driver's side of the bus.
Which camera angle did the vehicle appear in?
For this footage, the red truck appeared in the, should be camera number 2.
And same if you could alert me when it appears.
Stop.
Is that the vehicle?
Yes, in picturing camera number 2, the red truck you just showed.
Now, with each of those 3 clips, was that vehicle parked in the same spot?
Yes.
Did you also obtain a image at 7:04? I believe you said. Did that image cover the same area that is conveyed in files 740, 757, and 758?
Yes, at approximately 7:05 a.m. that spot was passed.
Okay. I'm going to play file mark 704. And if you can, Officer Coughlin, just point out where that area is.
You can stop the footage. The pictured dirt area right here on camera 3 is where the red truck was later seen parked.
And that would be at 7:40.
Yes.
So just to be clear, between 7:05 and 7:40, there are no bus footage in New Canaan that cover this area.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. I have nothing further.
Ross?
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
You just saw several pictures of bus video that was taken.
Yes.
The Toyota, the red truck, right, that was there, was shown after 7:05 a.m.?
Yes.
And you don't know if it was 7:15 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. or 7:39 a.m., but the next time, the first time the truck was seen was 7:40 a.m.?
Yes.
And there was another image taken of it, it looks like at 7:58 a.m.?
Yes.
Were there still photos that were taken of either of those images?
I don't recall.
All right. Do you recall if you ever looked at those images to see if you could see a license plate?
I don't recall from photos, but it was not visible from the video.
Did you in any way try to enhance the video?
I did not.
All right. Do you know if anyone tried to enhance the video?
I'm not aware.
Do you know if anyone was able to discern a license plate?
I don't believe so.
Do you know whether anybody checked to see if there was any oil around that vehicle?
I'm not sure.
That area that was depicted on Lapham Road, it looks like a dirt area.
Yes.
And do cars regularly park in that area?
Yes.
It's right off of the main road,
I'm not sure which main road you're referring to.
Lapham Road.
It's directly connected to Lapham
It's
Road.
directly connected, in plain view.
Yes.
And Lapham Road is a 2-lane road
Yes.
with cars going in both directions.
Yes.
And a heavily traveled road.
Fairly heavily.
And that area is not concealed at all.
No.
One moment, please. I have no further questions. Thank you.
Their redirect.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Officer, you may step down.
Does Your Honor wish to take the afternoon break at this time, or I can call the next witness?
There is another witness to be called. This is probably the natural time to take the break. Ladies and gentlemen, we will stand in our afternoon recess until 3:35. Please do not discuss the case.
All rise. Court is now recessed until 3:35. We have to in the courtroom. Court is now open and back in session. The Honorable Judge Randolph presiding.
Please be seated. Thank you. Who is the next witness, please?
Sergeant Ventresca, Your Honor.
Thank you. You can bring the jury up. Thank you.
I just logged it, 91. 91. Are you objecting? It's some of
Would counsel stipulate, please?
Stay stipulates, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, if I can, I call Sergeant Ken Ventresca back to the stand.
Thank you. And Sergeant Ventresca is still under oath. You may be seated, Sergeant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, with respect to the, I guess, past 2 weeks since you were here last, anything change in your rank and assignment with respect to the Connecticut State Police?
Remains the same.
I'm going to ask you a few more questions, if I can, with respect to around the June time period of 2019, okay? Did you have occasion to, well, I'll try that, start with this. Sir, did you assign Trooper Lebeau a assignment to review the video surveillance out of the Merritt Parkway?
Yes.
And when did you give him that assignment?
It would have been the week of June 3rd.
Why did you give him that assignment?
At that time, obviously, we knew about Hartford. Now we moved to another part of this investigation with what happened in New Canaan.
And what specifically was that assignment?
I assigned Trooper Lebeau to view rest area surveillance video out of the Milford rest area. At that time, we didn't really have a good timeline, so I gave him a big chunk of time, roughly about 10, 12 hours to sift through vehicles traveling down the Merritt Parkway or 95.
What were the vehicles that you assigned him to look for?
Red Toyota Tacoma, black Ford Raptor, black Suburban, and I believe the white Jeep Cherokee as well.
By that time that you had given that assignment, had the Jeep, Suburban, and Ford Raptor been seized and searched by the Western District Major Crime Van?
Yes.
What about the Toyota Tacoma?
No.
At some point had, as part of the search of those vehicles, were photographs taken?
Yes.
And subsequent to that, were photographs taken of the Toyota Tacoma as well?
Yes.
Were you informed of the results of Trooper Lebeau's review of the surveillance footage?
Yes.
And did you take any action with respect to those results?
Yeah, so after Trooper Lebeau's findings, specifically northbound, Merritt Parkway, we then video canvassed businesses alongside Route 8 northbound.
Now, you said northbound. Why was northbound results, I guess, important?
Can you repeat that, results? Is that what you said?
You indicated in your answer that because of Trooper Lebeau's results of his review of the surveillance footage, particularly northbound results. What was it about the northbound results?
So northbound, we had an approximate time of a vehicle consistent with this red Toyota Tacoma pickup truck. Therefore, we're able to map out in time when a vehicle would possibly be traveling through a certain location.
Okay, what time did it appear on the Fairfield, New Canaan rest area?
Fairfield and New Canaan,
Oh, I'm sorry, Fairfield rest area.
roughly 11:25-ish.
So based on that result, what did you do?
Myself and Detective Frechette, we traveled up Route 8 North, where the Merritt Parkway joins with Route 8. Obviously, that is a route back to Farmington. With that being said, now we know that if this vehicle is passing the northbound Fairfield Rest Area at a specific time, I've driven that route numerous times, so I knew approximately maybe, it was about 15 to 20 minutes from the Fairfield Rest Area to a business I found on Route 8 with cameras.
What was the business called?
Valley Transit District.
Was Valley Transit District, well, what kind of business is it?
There's a train station in there, buses, it's to the area where it just transports people back and forth.
Did they have any video cameras that covered the highway or
They
Route
did,
8?
yes.
And does that also capture both northbound and southbound of Route 8?
Yes,
Were you able to review that video footage?
yes.
Did you review it on site at Valley Transit?
I reviewed, I got the video in two parts. Do you want me to get into that, or?
Sure.
Okay,
If you could
so I
just answer how you
reviewed
got-
the northbound Route 8 area, approximately in the 11:30 to 11:45, 11:50-ish timeframe. I was anticipating a red Tacoma that was going to be traveling up Route 8, and at 11:40 hours on 5/24, I observed a vehicle consistent with Pavel's red Tacoma.
And why is that specific time frame?
Because of the time traveled from Fairfield to the time traveled to Valley Transit District, which is right alongside Route 8, it was approximately 15 to 20 minutes. So we narrowed down our scope of what we're going to be looking for.
On your review that day of so we're going northbound on Route 8 around the 11:40, 45 time period that you just said, when you were reviewing the video surveillance at Valley Transit, was the time accurate?
Yes.
How did you know?
So I used my agency-issued cell phone, and I marry up the times with my cell phone time.
And did you find anything of evidentiary value to you when you were reviewing that time period?
Yes.
What did you find?
I observed a red Toyota Tacoma, what appeared to be a red Toyota Tacoma, consistent with Pavel's Toyota Tacoma, traveling
Your Honor,
northbound
I'm
on
object
Route
to his opinion about whose it is. He can testify it was a red Tacoma, but
Well, there's already been evidence as to who drove or to whom the Tacoma belonged. Overruled.
Sir, Your Honor, this would be States 91, odd 91, files 1 through 6, or 1 through 3. The state's intending to introduce 4, 5, and 6 come out of another exhibit, but they're clips. And then there is one map the state would offer them.
I just want to applaud you very briefly, if I may.
The court is not certain of what the offer is.
If I can, Your Honor, the state's offer of proof is that the video surveillance from Valley Transit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are clips out of the 77 Mountain Spring Road video, which came in its entirety yesterday. These are just clips out of those 2 days that came out.
Okay, thank you.
May I?
Yeah.
Just a couple of questions. You're watching just a half hour or 20 minutes of video?
Yeah, so I went during the time when I was at Valley Transit, I mean, typically we watch, I was anticipating this thing coming through right around 11:40 hours with given mapping and me driving that, right? I take before, I take after, roughly about a half hour before, half hour after. I'm viewing everything. I find something of evidentiary value, I seize it.
Okay. You didn't follow any other red pickup trucks that were consistent with a Tacoma, Toyota Tacoma, that were also traveling on the Merritt Parkway either before or after this
No.
one, correct?
No.
This was just a particular time frame based on that one video and the one comment by Trooper Lebeau,
Well,
correct?
based on the totality of this truck, given we already have 77 Mountain Spring, we have Fairfield rest areas, it's like a puzzle, right? You take a piece, you put it in the puzzle.
Right.
That's basically it.
But when you were doing that day, was just taking the one,
Those are the ones that were seized.
right, that's my question.
Correct.
And you couldn't read a license plate on it, though, could you?
Absolutely
No,
not.
Objective.
this is not voir dire, this is cross. So,
All right, I have no further questions. I'm not going to object.
so this is states
91, Your Honor.
91, which has already been admitted as full, correct?
3 out of the 6 files, Your Honor, are clips out of state.
77?
Yes, Your Honor. And the other 3 are new. They're, the state is intending to introduce those with respect to Sergeant Ventresca.
So
And
is it states 91, 1 through 6?
It's 1 through 6, and then there is a map that was introduced just recently with Trooper Lebeau. It's just on this as well for ease of
So states
exhibiting.
91, 1 through 6, and is there a designation for the map?
It just says map, Your Honor, map for Merritt Parkway, and that has been admitted already.
Thank you. Admitted as full.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, I'm going to have you take a look behind you if you can. Just briefly. Do you see the map behind you?
Yes.
If you can, sir, is the area that you went to called Valley Transit depicted on that map?
Could I stand up?
Yes, please.
Say, is it depicted on the map?
Is it? Yes.
No.
Is Route 8?
Route 8 is yes.
Okay. And with respect to the area that you went to where Valley Transit is that on along the Route 8 corridor?
Yes, it should be right under the Shelton area, south of, or I'm sorry, just north of the Shelton area between Shelton and Sonia.
Okay. And the information you received from Trooper Lebeau from the Fairfield rest area, is that depicted on that map as well?
Yeah, 6:36, I'm sorry, 12:25 PM northbound Fairfield, right here.
Now, with respect to 80 Mountain Spring Road and 4 Jefferson Crossing, you've been there?
Yes.
Correct? Okay. Is that area depicted on the map?
Should be up in this, there, right up there.
Thank you. You can have a seat, sir. I'm going to show you file 1, please, if you can take a look behind you. Sir, what are we looking at?
Can I stand back up?
Yes, please.
Valley Transit building would be down here, right here, Route 8 northbound, Route 8 southbound.
Is this a video that you reviewed at Valley Transit in June of 2019?
Yes.
I'm going to press play, sir, if you can. If there's anything of evidentiary value, please point it out. Okay, and the upper middle part of the screen at 9 seconds, sir, what is that?
Appears to be a red pickup truck consistent with a Tacoma, roughly a 2001 Tacoma, traveling northbound on the left lane of the main.
Now, I'm going to draw your attention to the beginning of this video, if I can. Okay, I'm going to stop it there at 5 seconds. Sir, do you see that red truck in the middle of the screen?
I do.
Did you mark that as or designate that as a vehicle of interest?
I did, yes, initially. Just because of the color and the type of the body. Pickup truck, color red, but then upon further inspection, you can see it appears it has a cover on the back. I don't see side steps on there, so even though this whole front end is slightly different as well. To me, it doesn't look like a Toyota Tacoma pickup.
Okay. Safe to say there are other trucks, red trucks traveling on Route 8?
Absolutely.
Okay. Did you look at every one that you found?
Every red truck that passed in my window, yes.
And I'm going to show you file 2. And what angle is this, sir?
This is facing a northerly, northerly direction. That's Route 8 north, and that's Route 8 south.
And same question, please. Stop.
Oh, just
Okay. on the upper left-hand side of the screen. Again, sir, why did you pick that truck as opposed to another red truck?
So in this image, you can see it appears it's the chrome style rear bumper, which was on a Toyota Tacoma that is of interest in here. We have the same color wheels in this photo. And it's also an extended cab.
Now, I'm going to draw your attention over to the right side of the parking lot. Do you see that, where the cursor is?
Yes,
Is that also a red truck?
that is a good truck.
Okay, is that a red Toyota Tacoma?
No, it's not.
Okay, how do you know?
That looks like a red Ford pickup truck based on the front grille.
Okay. Just play this through. And file 3. Now, what angle is this, sir?
This is the same angle as the first video, reading northbound here, reading southbound here.
And if you can, please tell me to stop it when you see anything, if anything. Okay. And by the way, all 3 of these clips, what's the time?
11:40 hours on May
Okay.
24th.
And the one before it was also 11:40?
Yes,
And the one before that as well? Okay, so it's safe to say that all 3 of these clips depict the same vehicle moving through this area?
yes.
Okay. Thank you. Now, you mentioned, you can have a seat, sir. You can. That you mentioned that you had been at 80 Mountain or 77 Mountain Spring Road in the Farmington area before, correct?
Yes,
Okay. Were you aware of video footage from 77 Mountain Spring Road?
yes.
Okay. With respect to a vehicle consistent with a Toyota Tacoma, is there a time that that vehicle leaves 77 Mountain Spring Road?
Leaves in the morning of 5/24?
Yes, in the morning.
Yeah, it was, a red pickup truck was seen leaving that residence, headed towards Route 4 at approximately 5:30, 5:35 hours-ish.
Draw your attention, sir, to file 4 behind you. Do you recognize this video?
Yes,
I'm going to stop it there, sir. Do you see the time up on the upper right?
yes,
Do you know if that's correct?
the time is not correct.
What is the time?
It was roughly 24 hours, a day behind, so the date is wrong, it should be 5:24, and it should be, and I think the time was roughly 10 minutes fast.
And, sir, did you utilize this video in your, I guess, assignment given to Trooper Lebeau as well as your own review?
Yes.
Why?
It was important to know times left, distance traveled, so we can start calculating rough estimates of when vehicles will be passing certain areas.
So the vehicle you found on the Valley Transit was at what time again?
11:40 in the morning.
Okay. How far away is Valley Transit from this area, 80 Mountain Road?
Approximately 40 miles.
Okay. And did you drive it?
I did,
How long did it take you?
40 minutes.
Sir, is there a time period on 77 Mountain Spring video that truck consistent with a red Toyota Tacoma appears again on this video?
12:22 in the afternoon on May 24th.
File 5, please. So I'm going to stop it. If I can. And the time stamp reading on the video?
Well, the timestamp on the video says 5/25/2019 at 12:32 hours and 16 seconds.
So
However,
real
with
time?
the adjustment of the time, it would be 12:22 hours and 16 seconds.
And do you see that vehicle consistent with the red Toyota Tacoma on that screen?
I see a vehicle, but it's behind the two. If you could back it up a frame or two. Sorry.
That's okay, if you can tell me. If you
Yes,
can go.
I saw it coming off the road and then take the right and pull in the driveway.
Okay. And the day also reads 5:25, is that correct?
That's not correct, it's 5:24.
Okay. Now, do we see this vehicle leave the 77 Mountain Spring video or leave that driveway again on 524?
Yeah, so on the evening of 5/24, at roughly 5:25, 5:30 in the evening, that vehicle seen pulling out.
I'm gonna play file 6. Did you see that vehicle, sir?
I did.
I'm gonna back it up a little bit and ask you a question. And what is depicted on the screen now, sir?
A black Suburban pulling out, we driving with a system with a blue rack on top.
What's the time
5:37:25.
and in real time?
5:27:25 on 5/24.
24? And now, sir, what is the time on the video now?
You want the
Real,
video, the
well, if you
timestamp, or
can,
want me
the
to adjust it?
timestamp, then the real
Okay, so
time.
the timestamp on the video is 5:37:38 seconds, which would be 5:27:38 seconds. And it should be, again, 5:24, not 5:25.
Thank you, sir. I have nothing further.
Cross-examination.
You indicated you assigned Trooper Lebeau to watch all those videos on the rest stop on the Merritt Parkway, correct?
Yes, sir.
He was supposed to be looking for a red Toyota Tacoma pickup trucks, right?
One of the vehicles, yes.
Well, and a black Chevy Suburban,
Yes.
right? A black Ford Raptor,
Yes.
and you said also a white Jeep Cherokee, right?
Yes.
So did Trooper Lebeau give you a report on all these different
The only
vehicles?
report that I know he generated was the seizure of the videos that depict the red pickup truck.
So my question, though, had to do with what he communicated with you regarding all the other vehicles that he said that he saw that matched the description of one of those four vehicles.
Absolutely.
So did you then follow up on whether or not any Ford Raptors came driving up Route 8?
Yes.
Did you follow up on whether you saw any white Cherokees driving up on Route 8?
I don't recall. I don't think I was looking for the white Cherokee. I was specifically looking for a red pickup truck, based on the video that was seized prior to me, not any other vehicle when I was going to Route 8.
But if you recall, we indicated you
Oh,
had
I thought you were
asked
talking
him.
about me to Greg. I'm sorry.
I must have missed
Okay.
what you just said based on that comment. My understanding was that you had instructed Trooper Lebeau to view any of those, whether he saw any of those four vehicles driving either southbound or northbound during those specific timeframes, correct?
Correct.
And that was right before you went to Route 8 to look at vehicles that would have been maybe 20 minutes later after the Fairfield rest stop, or am I incorrect about that?
You're incorrect.
Okay. So at that point, you were only looking to see whether there were any red trucks consistent with the Tacoma driving north on Route 8, correct?
Yes.
Did anybody do the same thing with regard to vehicles that were consistent with a black Ford Raptor?
No.
Did anyone do a similar viewing and spending time going through surveillance regarding a black Chevy Suburban?
Let me back up for a sec. I assigned Greg to look for all those vehicles.
Who's Greg?
I'm sorry, Trooper Lebeau, to look
Okay.
at all those vehicles. Yes, they were all looked into. What was yielded out of it was a red Toyota Tacoma pickup truck.
Well, I understand. That's the one that
Yes.
was seized, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So My question has to do with whether anyone was charged with going to the Valley Transit to look for either whether the Ford Raptor was passing around the same time.
No,
Was anyone charged with checking to see whether any black Chevy Suburban traveled that area around the same time?
no,
Did anyone check to see whether a white Jeep Cherokee passed through that area at any particular
No.
time? Because you were aware that Pavel Gumieni, whose name you mentioned before, also drove one or more of those vehicles, correct?
yes.
Okay. But it's also my understanding that Trooper Lebeau had been tasked with watching hours of video in both directions, right?
Yes,
And did he tell you that he saw multiple red pickup trucks during that entire time?
there was a report of a vehicle that was closely resembled this Tacoma we were looking for. However, I was alerted to that there was different color bumpers and there was no side steps.
And those were the only two vehicles in the hours he watched that even remotely appeared to be red Toyota Tacomas. Is that what you're saying?
That's what was reported to me.
Okay. So, the videos in the northbound lane appear to be of the, and I'll play it again, but appear to be substantially darker than the videos we've seen of the Merritt Parkway Toyota Tacoma. Is that just based on lighting, or is there some other reason that the vehicle that we just witnessed driving on Route 8 appeared to be more of a purplish, dark red, burgundy color almost?
Can you repeat your question? What's your question?
Yeah. Is there a reason why, when we were just watching the last video we just watched, where you see the vehicle heading away from the camera view, appears to be a darker color, like a purple?
It's purple? It looks red to me.
Okay. And you indicated that it was consistent with a 2000, I think you said 2001 Toyota Tacoma, right?
Correct.
It's true, though, that Toyota Tacoma body design hasn't changed in 15 or 20 years,
There's
right?
subtle differences, yeah.
But those subtle differences you couldn't tell by just these quick clips, could you?
No,
So it could have been a 2010 Toyota Tacoma you were witnessing, right?
I don't know. You gotta show me a picture of a 2010 Toyota.
But you agree that, you've been a state police
Yeah.
officer for now, how many years?
18,
18 years, and you've traveled the highways of Connecticut for all of those years, right?
almost all of them.
And you know that except for certain subtle differences, such as maybe the shape or size of the headlights, the Toyota Tacoma has been one of these vehicles that almost consistently remains the same, right?
Correct.
And I started to ask you out of turn during the voir dire before, you were not able to make out any license plate on that vehicle, correct?
No,
You were not able to tell who was driving, correct?
correct,
You couldn't tell how many people even were in the cab of that vehicle, right?
correct.
You said it was a two-door vehicle or an enlarged cab?
Two-door extended cab.
Extended cab means there's a back seat,
There's
right?
a back seat area.
So you couldn't tell whether there was anyone in the back seat
No.
from those videos, could you?
Could not tell.
I just want to pull up for a second the videos we saw from 77 Mountain Spring. I stopped the camera at what's marked as 12:32:13 p.m. If you would just look at that for a second. This is just before the red Tacoma pulls out of the driveway. Do you remember seeing there was a black pickup truck that went by just before?
I don't recall.
Well, I'll play it.
Okay.
First of all, while we're at this, I'll play the clip. They're not very long. I think I need to play it, it froze, so let me just play it one more time here. Right, then you see immediately thereafter the red pickup pull in, correct?
Yes,
So that vehicle that went by, were you able to discern what kind of pickup that was?
yes, not definitely, but it appeared to be consistent with a red pickup truck.
No, the one that
Oh,
went by that
it
didn't,
appeared to be a Ford.
appeared to be a black Ford pickup.
It looked, I mean, this screen, it looked bluish. But
But it was at least, it appeared, well, the colors aren't exact in any of these videos, are they?
I can't tell you that, I don't know.
In any event, it appeared to be a Ford pickup truck, correct?
That's what it appeared like to me.
Consistent with a Raptor?
No,
No.
no.
Okay. I'm also going to ask you to look at you see the pavement here. This was at 12:22 in the afternoon on May 24th, correct?
Yes,
And this here is part of the roof of the Manafort house across the street, correct?
correct.
So if I go now back to the early morning video that we observed a few minutes ago, I just want to be clear about one thing. And I'm going to stop it for a second.
Okay.
You agree that that the roof is shiny and the pavement appears to be shiny, correct?
I got to relook at the other video. I mean, can you put them side by side?
I don't know if I can do that with this equipment, so. Could you just turn around and look at the larger video? Right, I'm asking you whether it appeared to be that the driveway is wet.
I can't tell. What am I looking for?
Does the driveway appear in this video to be wet along with the roof?
I can't determine whether something's wet or not based on a video.
Right, and you look at the mulch around these plants, it does not appear to you to be dark and moistened compared to the other video?
It looks like brown mulch.
All right, well, I'm gonna go back to the other one. This is at 12:22 in the afternoon. You see it seems to be a different color mulch here, you see that?
I mean, it still looks brown, but if it's a tad lighter,
Appears to be lighter, correct? And the roof is not shiny in this video, is it?
no, it's a different time of day, so the sun is in different positions as well. So I can't comment on whether something's wet or not in a
Fair enough,
video.
but at 5:22 in the morning, the sun is very low on the horizon, even on May 24th,
I'm
2019.
gonna object at this point, Your Honor. It's
Wow.
outside the scope, the state of the sun.
Well, the question's concerned essentially, does the driveway look the same in both photos or screenshots? Does the roof look the same in both? And apparently, the thrust of the question is, doesn't it appear that in the early morning photos, there is dew or water on the driveway and on the roof, but in the 12:20 photo, there doesn't appear to be dew or water on the roof or the driveway. That's the thrust of the inquiry. And so the objection goes to the sun. Well, the court just captured what the inquiry is, so
Yes.
the objection's overruled.
Can you just repeat it again?
Yeah, so at 5:20 in the morning, the sun had to be really low to the horizon, correct?
Yes.
Right, and this is 12:22, whether it's sunny or not. It's certainly a brighter time of the day, correct?
Correct.
I just have a moment.
Yes.
I just have one or two final questions. Just to be clear about what assignment you gave. You did in fact give Trooper Lebeau an assignment to look for whether any Ford Raptors were traveling in that vicinity at that time, correct?
Correct.
But no report was given to you about any specific Ford Raptors in that time frame, correct?
Correct.
I have no further questions.
Just briefly, if I can, Your Honor.
Yes.
Sir, with respect to Attorney Shohorn's questions about review of video surveillance regarding the Raptor, do you remember that line of questions?
Yes.
Okay, and Trooper Lebeau informed you of the Raptor or seeing the Raptor or something similar to the Raptor on traveling on the Mare Parkway at various times? Is yes or no, or did he?
Yeah, he eventually reported to me that there was a raptor seen, but you got to keep in mind, we also had other corroborating evidence where we knew this raptor was. So I'm going to leave it there for that.
Well, let me ask you this, sir. Did you follow up with where the location of the Raptor was through the use of the vehicle itself?
Yes.
In what way?
Burla.
What's a burla?
Burla is the infotainment system inside the vehicle. It yields GPS coordinates, phones that connect to it, and things like that such.
Were you able to obtain the burla infotainment center from the Raptor?
Yes, prior to the canvas on the highways.
Okay, so with respect to the Toyota Tacoma, was there a burla system or infotainment center
There was
from
not-
the 2001 Toyota Tacoma?
There was not a entertainment system in that Tacoma.
Okay, so why is that?
Older vehicle, the technology was older.
Okay, so with respect to the newer Ford Raptor, you were able to determine its location based on the burla system?
Correct.
Okay, did that infotainment center go to the state forensic lab?
Yes.
Okay, and did they submit a report?
We received that report on May 31st.
Okay, which was prior to the date that Trooper Lebeau was given his assignment, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so when Trooper Lebeau reviewed the video cameras with respect to the Toyota Tacoma, you did not have any burla or infotainment center with respect to the Toyota Tacoma,
Correct.
but you had one for the Raptor?
We did, and you got to keep in mind, it was under review. We got it on a Friday, so that the following weeks, yes, it was under review.
Nothing further, thank you.
Just to clarify, are you saying that you had submitted, you didn't get an actual report from the lab about the Burla, that's the OnStar system, is that what you're talking about?
No, different than OnStar.
But Burla is, I understand it's different, but a Burla is some kind of a location system for, it's like a infotainment system, right?
Yeah, it's part of, again, I'm not a subject matter expert in dumping these. Think of Celebrate with the cell phones, think of Burla with the vehicle infotainment
You could
systems.
download-
You could download data off that vehicle.
And without getting any specific about it though, were you able to determine whether the Raptor was in any particular town that day?
Yes,
You were.
yes.
All right. I have no further questions.
Nothing further, thank you.
Thank you. Sergeant, you may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that is the last witness for the day for the state.
Thank you. Now, Attorney Manning, do you have Attorney McGinnis, the lineup for tomorrow, at what times the witnesses will be available?
We do, Your Honor. We may, and to be candid with the court, with scheduling and a few vacations that have gone on with our witnesses, we may be ending early a little bit tomorrow, depending on some of the witnesses. I'm going to try and confirm that before 5 o'clock and get the information of exactly who will be called to counsel.
But can we start at 10 o'clock?
We could start at 10 o'clock, definitely.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard at least the skeletal view of what the lineup will be for tomorrow, so we will start at 10 o'clock. It's not certain that we will have witnesses that will testify one right after the other. So please be patient. We thank you for your patience. We adjourn for today. Please do not discuss the case nor follow any media about the case. Have a good evening.
All rise, everybody stand up.
Okay.
This court is now adjourned until tomorrow at 10 a.m. Please exit the courtroom.